Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Getting on board the Silver Express. I know a lot of people might be iffy and wishy-washy, a little bit skeptical on silver or where prices are headed. I can reassure you that there is a lot of potential in silver. So this article is talking about why silver has so much potential and how or why or when you should get on board. And the time is now. You do not want to miss the boat and be one of those people kicking yourselves in the butt wishing you got in while prices were still low. So the link to this article from FX Street will be in the description if you want to jump into it. Also, I am doing a 3-part giveaway, 3 different giveaways over the next week or so. So if you want to enter to win some free silver, check out my video I posted earlier today talking about that as well. Good luck to everyone in that as well. So anyways, let's jump into this article. So over the last half year or so, a number of analysts, well-heeled individuals, and mega hedge fund managers have been making a shine to silver, or taking a shine to silver. So far, the restless metal hasn't been letting on that it's noticed. It's understandable why someone who either has not yet begun to commit to funds or building a physical silver position, or who has not completed his or her ownership program, might think it's best to wait and see if the price starts rising, thus validating the silver bull's call. But this is the kind of strategy that could end up being a big financial mistake on several counts. So you don't want to wait until it already starts rising, because then you're paying higher prices. It's supposed to be buy low, sell high, not buy high and hope it gets higher. That's silly, right? So try to find a position in silver right now while it's still cheap, because sooner than later, it's going to go up. It's obvious. It's a ticking time bomb. The article goes on to say, and worse yet, Mr. Market could decide to whisk away today's prices and the relative availability of investment-grade silver to the point you'll never even take a position at all, saying it might even come to where there's no way you can even get silver. To get a sense of how you might feel as watch while silver makes its long overdue third, almost certainly longest levitation toward the ultimate high since the start of the rise in 2001, please examine the palladium chart below. So they compare this to palladium. 10-year monthly palladium. After spending 5 years in the $300 price range, palladium decided in December 2016 to put on a long-term bottom around the time gold and silver were doing something similar. Then, again like gold and silver at the time, it rallied, moving to a several-year high around $850, but kept on going. Gold and silver faded away from the next 18 months, putting in a double bottom in late 2018. By the way, during this entire time, David Morgan provided guidance from his subscribers by the holders of the Morgan Report Premium Mastermind Insiders membership in how to properly trade these multiple $100 swings via futures, options, stocks, physical palladium rounds, even bullion itself. So, given David Morgan's expertise in these areas, look to him to be able to effectively help current and new subscribers do the same way. So anyways, in January 2018, palladium seemed to build out a major top around $1,550. Almost exactly where it done so 20 years before. Just about everyone, me included, watched the trepidation that as the level once again turned back prices and the metal declined by over $300. What happened next will be something chartists ponder for a long time to come. Within a matter of months, palladium proceeded to easily punch through its $1,550 top, and to this day, almost 18 months later, continues to rise, seldom pausing at the swing of $2,550, more than twice as high as it ever traded before. So they're talking about how it's not out of the realm of impossibility for a metal to rally and to keep going, and it's actually more than likely going to happen. So now look at this nearby daily palladium chart. Do you think it would have been easy to take profit just about anywhere along the way? Because if you're thinking it went higher, you're going to think it's going to go lower, so you didn't go in. And some people might have still been holding off, saying, oh, it's going to drop back down, and never got in these positions. On the other side of the coin, how many people sold around $1,000 ever to get experience of this relentless digital $450 profit launch? More than likely, very, very few. And that's the other thing. How are you going to know when the right time to sell is? That's why I make my videos talking about panic selling, impulse buying, and how tricky it is, and how you have to be patient and really have a pulse on these markets, understand how they work, and examine the markets. So silver supply and demand metrics look to be the building's same fundamental and technical picture as palladium. For several years, analysts warned of a coming shortage of price spike of palladium. With silver coming off its fourth consecutive year of lower production in most of the big mining camps in robust Chinden Eurozone, and now in North America demand, silver's building mirror image behavior of that palladium looks even more likely. So top silver producing countries forecasted change in mine supply from 2017 to 2018. So you can see Australia is up 8%, but everything's in the negative. Negative 1.5% in Chile, and these are the top producers of silver. Mexico, Peru, Chile, Australia, and they are abandoning silver mines. We know this. This is real stuff because silver isn't as profitable. They find silver from byproduct, by accident basically, when they're digging out lead and zinc and gold. So silver, it has a major shortage. We're seeing the amount of American Eagles minted down to 14 million this year, one of the lowest in a long time. It's usually around 40 million American Eagles per year, but almost as many American Eagles are minted as pandas, and pandas are definitely a lower mintage coin. So top 10 silver producing countries are Peru, Bolivia, Australia, Argentina, Mexico, Chile, Poland, China, Russia, Guatemala. And get this, 9 of these countries, silver production has been falling for the past 4 consecutive years. Rounding out the picture as the salient demand factors: supply from scrap sources at 20-year low. Silver fabrication manufacturing demand is just below record levels. Solar panel silver demand has risen for 7 straight years. Primary silver producer grams a ton yield has fallen 50% in the last decade. In the demand clincher, about 75% of the world's annual silver supply comes from base metal production, copper, lead, zinc, like I was talking about, byproduct. When, not if, investment demand spikes in competition with industrial needs, there's going to be a problem. When the demand cannot meet the supply, what's going to happen? The price is going to rise, just like palladium. Dr. Peter McGaw, perhaps the person who has discovered more high-grade silver deposits than anyone else on the planet, puts it this way: when the price of silver moves, you can't ratchet up the production from the world's largest gold, copper, lead, zinc mines to pick up more silver. And that's what I'm talking about all the time. We can't catch up. There's going to be a serious shortage. The only place you have to take as a slack of supply is the supply side. A small number of primary silver mines. And don't get the rising hidden costs you'll pay. The longer you wait, higher prices and demand outstripping supply both increase the premium charge above spot. And in the case of the American Eagles Seigniorage, what it costs the U.S. Mint to produce a coin has already risen 50% in the last decade, so you can be sure this seldom considered price factor will continue rising soon. So, wow. So, we have a lot to talk about. So, palladium did something that no one thought, and in return, a lot of people potentially could have made a lot of money, but didn't. Now, when it comes to silver production is very important. Silver is used for so many different things as the most highly conductive metal, for thermal conductivity and electricity, and there's no way that we're going to be able to catch up to this. And by the way, this is talking about this is the supply and demand factor. We haven't even talked about all the other reasons why silver could appreciate, from the gold to silver ratio, from the dollar depleting as a hedge against inflation, from stock market volatility, the coronavirus. This is just the supply and demand factor. And this alone is enough to really influence silver's price. This alone should be enough to influence you to understand why silver. This is why silver has so much potential. See, palladium, a lot of people weren't thinking it was going to do what it did. I remember when people compared platinum to gold and palladium to gold, and when gold was king. Nowadays, it's not like that anymore. And people accept it, and it moves on, and markets move on, right? The days move on, months move on, weeks move on, years move on, and then people get desensitized to it. They accept these prices now, and they still pay this $2,000 for palladium. See, when silver starts rising to $50, people are going to accept it, and it's going to be the new normal. When it hits $100, people are going to accept it. It's going to be the new normal. The producers are going to turn into consumers, and the consumers are going to turn into the producers. It just depends which side of the fence you're going to be on. So do not hesitate to buy silver right now while it's still extremely cheap. And remember what silver's true value is. Remember what silver's true value is. Silver is definitely a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. It just depends on if you are willing to see this or not. Not even that, but also the hedge against inflation as the dollar's depleting, as the dollar's purchasing power is drastically declining. Not only that, not only the coronavirus hurting stock markets, options, futures, all that stuff. Not only that, but you also have supply and demand, which is fundamentally the most important or the most influential. You have bankers like J.P. Morgan, Merrill Lynch, the Dutch bank, trying to spoof or manipulate, control silver prices or the silver exchanges, silver markets. So it isn't a bubble to some extent, but that bubble has to pop sooner than later. And I hope you guys and gals are in line and have your strategies ready, because being prepared is going to be the difference between making a lot of money and potentially making a lot of money or losing a lot of money. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. The link to this article from FX Street will be in the description. Also, before we go, I want to mention, go check out my giveaway. Go enter my giveaway for a chance to win some free silver. Who doesn't want free silver? I know you do. I know I do. I'm doing 3 different giveaways within the next week or so. So if you definitely want a chance to win some free silver, go check that out. The first giveaway drawing will be on Saturday. Then the next giveaway number 2, will start Sunday morning. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.